Hello everybody, welcome to the Decks of the Weekend. I am back from Valencia, Spain, where I've played this weekend in the LMS Valencia. It was a pioneer tournament of 408 players. I played Atraxativity that I have streamed with in the past, and I'm gonna post videos on both my YouTube channel and channel Fireball One. The tournament went all right. Day one, I did pretty well. 7-2 with no buys is definitely a good achievement making day two. And then in day two, it was a disaster. It was a disaster. Went 2-4, fell short of the goal of qualifying to the RC in Lille in August. Hopefully, I'll have other chances to qualify. But anyway, it was a great experience as always. I was with my good friend Marco Vassallo, who top four. Congrats to him. We're gonna see his deck later whenever I'll talk about Pioneer. But first, let's talk about Modern, because I like to start the decks of the weekend always on Modern. This one is the Black-Green Yawgmoth deck that Xerk, a Polish player, one of the masters of this archetype, crushed the weekend with. He won a challenge and made the final in another one. Notably, he has an addition that I believe like 3 or 4 other players also top 8 with Arbora Grazer and Yawgmoth, so I would say at this point somebody came up with it. I don't necessarily know what's the how it started, but here we are playing 4 copies of Arbora Grazer and 2 copies of Okogari Rot Farm in this 23 lands deck. Definitely something that I wouldn't have expected, but you know, that's very cool. No Birds of Paradise and only 2 Noble Hierarch. So I guess this deck is a little bit more, strong to the Random 6 deck, but also Bora Grazer is an excellent answer to Ragavan. We know that from playing Amulet, whenever you start with Ragavan and they go a Bora Grazer, it's awkward. Although against Amulet you set out the lightning bolts, whereas here you keep them. So there's a little bit here and there. Notably, when Xerk won the challenge, he was playing this list that you have in front of me, but the next day he had the bird. So I guess I don't know, because like you win the challenge and then you change your list. It's kind of awkward, right? But definitely it's gonna be cool to hear his opinion on this. But nonetheless, congratulations to him. Other than that, this deck list, well, we have the Filigree Silex, which is an additional way to answer Rhinos. You have Crumb Punishment to answer Rhinos, 1 Direction Metamorph, and 1 Pylon. This is the removal spell. You can tap the Wall of Roots or some Young Wolf on a Burg Grazer in order to help its cost. Overall, Black-Green Yawgmoth is a very good modern deck. Always put in my top 10 modern for the longest time. And yeah, this week was no exception. Let's move to Pioneer, where my good friend Marco Vassallo, after winning the mocks last weekend, he ran it back. He didn't quite win the whole thing in Valencia, but he finished in the top 4, losing to the eventual winner on Creativity, but with Gear Rock and Opus. Whereas Marco's list is very close to the one I was streaming with in the past weeks. You can find this deck videos even a few days ago, Blue-Red Atraxativity. You're playing with Atraxa instead of Gearolk. I would say that the version with Spine-Vorming Xenagos is not popular at all. Probably now the least popular one after winning the PT at the beginning of the year by Duke. Now you have 2 different versions. One is this one with the Atraxa, and the other one is with Magma Opus Gearwalk, which again won the tournament. Overall, this deck is when they do the thing of creativity and Atraxa on turn 4, or Mako had 2 different Cyber Plan post Cyborg, Woodbreaker Horror for the control matchups, and Coma Cosmos Serpent for the mono green matchup, as Atraxa maybe it's very good against Rakdos or against other creature decks, but it's not as good against mono green or against control. So you have that, and you can swap your win conditions. What else does he have? He has the full playset of Prismari Command. When I was playing this deck, I had the Divide by Zero, which Marco does not like, so here we are. That's the first change to make. Maybe next time I'll try this deck out, but overall, Very good deck, very solid choice. The matchup against the Rakdos is very close. Me and Marco played a ton of a ton of matches between Rakdos and this deck, and the most common ways. I mean, it's kind of like stupid to say, but if this deck doesn't draw creativity, it loses. Rakdos is very good at discarding creativity before turn 4, but if their creativity deck finds an additional copies of their combo with impulse and so on and so forth, they win by targeting a treasure from Prismari Command or a clue from Secret of the Key, because you're very good at killing shards and Goblin Shaman, but you're not good at killing the artifacts. Main deck, 0 answer. Post Cyber Dad, 2 Upgrade, 1 Cool against command. So I would say overall, I'm not unhappy to play the matchup, but I can definitely see Marco beat a lot of Rakdos decks. Also, you know, maybe this deck is not the most common one, so you're not expecting indomitable creativity on a treasure, so you leave out mana for push. But I don't know. There's things here and there that definitely help playing a not common deck over a stock deck like Rakdos. That's always the case whenever you are playing something off the radar. But anyway, this weekend was good. I definitely enjoy playing some Paper Magic, and I'm gonna play so much more Paper Magic in the next days. I'll travel on Thursday to Four Seasons when I'll be playing a lot of Legacy. Let's go over Legacy because this weekend there has been, where is it? There has been another Italian player. His name is Ocean Soul 1992 on Magic Online has kind of made. I mean, probably he didn't invent this combo, but I think this is my first time seeing it. He top 8'd with the combo of Invasion of Tarkir plus Chain Lightning. So how does it work? Let me take a sip of water before explaining, because this is a new mechanic battle. Maybe if you're watching this video, you are an enfranchised player, so you know what's going on. But if you aren't, here I am explaining to you. 2 mana. This deals 2 damage to a creature or a player, but if you have a Murktide in hand or more, you reveal it, you can deal 3 or 4 damage. But this is basically a 2 mana shock, which is not great. But what happens here? This is 5 toughness or loyalty or whatever, 5 counters, and you can attack it with a DRC flipped or a Delver, or a single attack by Murktide can easily flip this, and you get a 4/4 flyer that whenever dragons attack, you deal 2 damage to any target. That's all good. But this 5 can also be dealt by damage with burn spell, such as Bolt and Chain Lightning. Most notably, if you Chain Lightning this, it's your own permanent. That's how Chain Lightning is worded. Then that player of that permanent controller may pay red. So I bolt my own Invasion of Tarkir and I pay red, and I copy it again. Now, if I have 2 extra mana, I can copy it again, but I would say that it's pretty rare. I mean, I guess actually you can't. Look at this mana base as 3 bulk, 1 mountain, so straight up, you can't do that. Anyway, you will pay 3 red and kill the Invasion of Tarkir, get a 4/4. Is it worth it? Is it good? I don't know about that, because you can counter the backside. The way it works is that once you defeat the battle, you put the Defiant Thundermaw on the stock, and your opponent can like force it or daze the backside. But anyway, innovation, top 8, very cool. People are still trying to find a way to see what's up with Delver after the ban of expressive iteration, and this could be a way. The Invasion of Tarkir plus Chain Lightning helps the Delirium for DRC. That's it for me. Again, I'll repeat my next steps are gonna be. It's gonna be a pretty packed schedule. I hope to always hit my one video a day threshold for my YouTube videos. I will go to Four Seasons for 3 days. I'll be playing the team event on Friday with a friend of mine in Javier Dominguez. I will be playing on Saturday. There is an invitational legacy event of certain Italian players, and then I'll be playing the main event legacy on Sunday. So that will be this week, and then I'll go to Barcelona straight from Bologna with Javier. We're gonna be testing for Athens in real life with other Spanish players, and then from there we're gonna go to Athens to play the regional championship to try to qualify for the Pro Tour. So I'm back on that tournament grind, traveling just like I was doing that before pandemic, and I'm excited about it. Of course, I'm tired because, this morning I woke up at 7 a.m. in Valencia, and now I'm here making this video. So hope you can enjoy and appreciate just all the thing that I try to do in order to be both a successful competitive Magic player and a content creator. I try to do both, and again, always ready to read your comments, answer them, and if you want to help, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and you can also click on the links in the descriptions for the deck list, and you can shop there from TCG Pro and as the tracked code. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for decks of the weekend, but every day for every other YouTube videos. Bye bye.